Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, friends, ladies and gentlemen. We are in this series, in these episodes, we're talking about how to overcome impossibility barriers that are set against our dreams and our plans. Every time you sit down to craft something that you want to happen, something that is within your desires and your dreams and your plans and all these things that you want to see happen, sometimes you are going to face mental blockades and sometimes you're going to face a reality on the ground which tells you that this is impossible. These are the impossibility barriers, and they are real sometimes. They are also illusionary at other times. And so we're looking at how we can be able to overcome them in these episodes. Today, let us look at one more way that you can be able to do that. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
Life Signatures episodes are brought to you by africanbooks.com, which is an online ebook platform that seeks to broadcast the African Christian voice to the world. As such, they have become a hub for African content, connecting African writers and publishers with a global reading audience. Publishing your books on their site is free and easy, with authors having full control over their content and the price they choose to sell at it. I was personally blown away by the concept that africanbooks.com is coming up with. Things like no content from their site or their app is going to be run on laptops so that people can easily copy. In other words, your content as a writer is restricted from digital multiplication or digital copying, so you remain intact with your information. And the other concept that I got so blown away with was the fact that in some time to come, in due course, africanbooks.com will be starting to announce African Writer of the Year. In other words, there will be competitions in all African countries to figure out who is the best published author. And I also fell in love with the fact that countries can actually compete against each other. We can have African authors going at it after each other, and your book as an author will be reviewed and have some stars and recommended upon that particular platform. The thing is that it's an answer to Amazon.com. You know, with Amazon, what happens? You've got to have an account in the Americas or whatever, or in Europe before you can get paid as an author. But here, the local currency is in play and the local means of getting paid are in play. So to get started, go to africanbooks.com as an author or as a publisher, and even as a reader if you wanted to read your African favorite authors. Enjoy. I cannot begin to tell you how critical dreams are, and I cannot begin to tell you how many of us have been quote-unquote disappointed by the dreams that we've had. In fact, sometimes we get so much disappointed that we don't want to dream anymore. And I'm going to talk about that today, but I'm going to give you some kind of just a breakdown of what we've said, maybe some recap. The thing with dreams is that sometimes I give people advice and I tell them, okay, let me tell you that later. But we said yesterday that one of the ways, one of the strategies that you can be able to use so that you can overcome the impossibility barriers is, number one, do not strategize too soon. Don't go into the strategies too soon. Why? Because every dream comes with an impossibility marked upon it. If it was a possibility, I tell you, it wasn't a dream, it was a task. Like, it's not a dream to go to town and get KFC if you have the money and the transportation. That's not a dream. It's a task. But it is a dream if you want to do something that is basically impossible. You don't have the wherewithal right now. You don't have the networks. You don't have the capital. You don't have the money. You don't have anything. But it is something that is tugging on your heart and it means something to you. It's something that matters to you. You've got to do it. Then that's a dream. So when you are doing something of that nature, you're dreaming of something of that nature, don't go into the strategy too soon. Don't start asking, how? Don't. Dream fast, because we've seen yesterday that sometimes that dream can be killed in a matter of microseconds because you're going to the strategy too soon. The strategy is not going to, it's going to be intimidating you. So simmer the dream, let it, roll and be churned into your mind, and let it be actualized, let it be clarified to be a dream worth pursuing before you can start strategizing, because you're going to find time to strategize soon enough. Today, let us look at number 2. The second thing you can be able to do to overcome impossibility barriers in your dreams is, number 2, practice detachment. Now, I'm going to tell you something about detachment. It is not denial. Detachment is not denial. I'm going to do a series on detachment. Actually, I must do a series on detachment. I don't know when. You just stay on course in these episodes. It's going to come one day, maybe in the next several months. I'm going to do a series on detachment. Detachment is not denial. You're not denying the reality on the ground. Neither are you evading the reality. Sometimes I tell people, sometimes I use this as a shield, because every time you want something, especially if you want something from somebody and you don't get it, what do? You detach yourself from it so that you don't expect, you don't have expectations. And therefore you kind of insulate yourself from, guess what? Disappointments. That's not a way of growth. That's not a way of doing things. That's not a healthy way of doing things. But at least you will be insulating yourself against disappointments, and maybe your mental health will be healthier than normal. But it's not a healthy thing to do at the end of the day. Detachment means that you are extricating yourself from being culpable of the outcome of your expectations. That sounds mouthy. Because expectations rule our outcomes. But you're not going to camp. You're not going to set camp here and suspend every other thing in life that you're doing so that this dream can come to pass. You're not going to be incapacitated. You're not going to be paralyzed by the pursuit of this dream. It's going to kill you. You're going to do other things. You're going to do everything that is within your power right here and right now. And everything that is within your capacity to pursue the dream, you're going to do it. And then you're going to detach yourself, meaning that you're going to let other forces come into coalition with you so that you can synergize together. Maybe it's God, or maybe it's a venture capitalist, or maybe it's somebody else. You're not going to die in your own movie by just being so fixated on it. It is so easy to get emotionally attached to an idea and to a dream, and it's natural. We should do it. We should be attached to it. In fact, I shudder to think of people who are not attached to ideas. Those ideas, they die a natural death. There's got to be a strong why that's helping you to pursue that idea or that dream. At times we think that we are the only ones involved in bringing this dream to fruition, and we are wrong that way. You are the nucleus. You are the pioneer. You are the starter. You are like the Steve Jobs who starts Apple and then gets fired by a board from Apple itself. So you're not the only activator of the dreams. We've talked about that in this in the build up to this series and in this series itself. It's an interesting thing to do, practicing detachment, especially on your own dreams. Those ones that have said that you have an attachment to, you have some passion to them, you have a why behind them. It is very instructive to practice detachment on those dreams. It means that you recognize the fact that you are not the only one answerable to the fruition of this dream. You do your part and let the dream find the other person to connect, or the other component that is needed to connect. In practicing detachment, you acknowledge the fact that it is not only your capital and only your resources that are required to bring this dream to reality. You are acknowledging that it is beyond your power, it's bigger than you thought, but you're also going to do your part. When you acknowledge that there are other people who are needed in the dream, you will not die in the dream before the dream starts materializing, because you are incapacitated by the idea that it is impossible. It cannot be done. So for instance, if you're going to build Life Signatures universities across Africa, the part that you're going to do is dream, write out the vision down, start documenting it and start breaking it down. At least create a curriculum. Do your part. And then start looking for relevant people that you can be able to communicate to. But you've detached yourself from the other barriers. The impossibility are not on your part or not on your end. The impossibility need the input of somebody else who is better than you, bigger than you, stronger than you, maybe older than you, wiser than you, who has much more capacity than you do have. But that person is not looking for someone who has zero, zilch, nothing. That person is looking for someone who is in motion. In other words, when you are in motion, by the way, you are coalescing. It's just like, it's like an avalanche. You know what an avalanche is? Some small ball of ice, is it ice or snow, starts rolling down from the top of the mountain. And the more it rolls, the more it gathers momentum, and it gathers other pieces of ice or snow, and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger as it goes down. Soon enough, it's a mighty avalanche. That's how dreams are done. You see, that's the importance of detachment from the impossibility of the dream itself, the impossibility that says this thing cannot be done. So by detaching yourself from it, you're doing your part and allowing the part that you're doing to start having momentum, right? But if you don't detach yourself from this impossibility, guess what? You will not even do your part. You will not even get started. Like, who does that? I mean, how stupid. Have you ever seen someone trying to do mighty things and people call them stupid and they have lost their minds and so on? And when they start moving their bandwagon, you see some people coming to wanting to join later on. Now they're believers. That's what I'm saying. When you look at impossibilities of your dreams, detach yourself from those impossibilities and figure out what are the possibilities right now that are up to you to do. Do your part. Is it impossible to become a New York bestseller, whatever it is? Yeah, it might be an impossibility, but where is your manuscript to begin with? At least do the manuscript to begin with. The impossibility needs to be handled with momentum. So detach yourself from that. In practicing detachment, you acknowledge the fact that you are just but a conduit of the dream. You are not the full owner and the full guy that is going to make this dream come to pass. Also, in practicing detachment, you are telling your psyche that you will not limit yourself. You will do what you can be able to do. And detachment does not mean abdication. No feelings, total aloofness. It means you're involved, but at the same time, you're carefree. You're not going to be tied down if it works or if it doesn't. You are content and fearless all at the same time. That's what detachment is all about. If you're going to practice impossibility and tackle impossibility barriers of your dreams, that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to practice detachment on the impossibilities themselves so that you can be able to start doing what you can be able to do. Tomorrow, we will look at one more nugget, even as we've started winding up on this series. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.